Hi everyone. I'm recording this video on my last day of holidays in Cuba. I've been at a resort in Cuba. This is my second week coming up to an end. I'll be going home soon. Now, behind me, you can see the balcony of my room and you can see the beautiful trees. I don't have any ring light. I don't have anything that I can prop my camera on properly. So I'm kind of doing this by a selfie, but I just wanted to say that I'm anxious to start making new videos. By the time you see this one here, I will be home. Thank you for joining me. I've had a really interesting experience in Cuba. Many things have gone wrong, really and truly. Annoying things, and honestly, I just was ready to go home a few times. But there have been some wonderful things as well. And maybe that's typical of any 2-week vacation, right? Because nobody's life is perfect day by day. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, if you're in your everyday life or if you're on vacation. So the first thing that went wrong is I went into my suite and the ceiling was leaking. So obviously there was a leak going on from the unit upstairs. So I had to call somebody to come and fix that. That was pretty much as soon as I went into my room. Then the TV didn't work. So again, I had to call somebody to come and fix that. Now, the next thing that happened was there was a frog in my toilet. Well, this is just not acceptable, but this is a tropical country. So of course there's all kinds of little creatures hopping around. But I'll tell you, at 5 in the morning, seeing a frog in your toilet is less than stellar. I was absolutely horrified. And he hopped out of the toilet, he started climbing up the wall. Oh my gosh. So needless to say, at 5 in the morning, I sure woke up fast. Again, I had to call somebody, and somebody came and just rescued the poor frog and set him free. The next thing that happened was, especially the second week, I started getting really sensitive to the food. Now, there is such a thing as traveler's diarrhea, and I really think that that's what I had, just because of all the little microorganisms and maybe little parasites that are here in this particular country, which is Cuba. But our systems with our North American food are just not used to it. Anyway, this was pretty miserable, so I suffered pretty badly with that for a few days. Anyway, and the next thing was my air conditioning was too cold. So I asked, please, turn it right down or turn it off. Well, I had to ask 3 times because it would get fixed and then it would be comfortable for about 12 hours. And then for some reason, it just got cold again. So I kept going back and asking for it to be fixed. I have to say my arm is really getting tired from holding this camera up. So I'm going to try and switch. There, I've switched my arm for a while. Okay, so those are all the bad things that happened. Oh my gosh. All to say, though, really, that the plane ride here, which was almost 4 hours, was actually quite uneventful, quite good. But I was very surprised at the number of people on the plane not wearing a mask. I did wear a mask because not only to avoid COVID, but to avoid all kinds of little germs because you're in very close quarters in a plane. Nevertheless, I wore a mask, but most people didn't. That was kind of a surprise to me. So the things that went right. Well, I came with a group of singers led by a lovely lady named Lee Hayes. And Lee is a wonderful musician. She's a wonderful singer. She's a teacher. And she's made her living doing music in various ways. So she had our group and she was teaching us songs in 4, 5-part harmony sometimes. So every morning we got together and sang from 10 to 12. There's about 28 of us in this group. Most of them are from where I am from the city that I am from. But some are from New York. There was a gentleman here from New York State. And best of all, my friend Elaine from BC, whom I haven't seen in 8 years, we met here in this group. And we have enjoyed so much spending time together. I have just loved seeing her and just catching up on our lives and just spending everyday time together. It's been just wonderful, that part, for sure. And it's a very nice resort. It really is. It's small, so there's not too much walking. And walking is a bit of a concern for me because walking any distance, I need a walker. But it is a nice resort. It's about 20 years old. The staff is absolutely delightful. They are so helpful, very, very friendly, and there's beautiful entertainment every single night. Some people in the group took a tour of Havana. Now, I've been to Cuba previously, and I had done that before, so I didn't go into Havana myself. But from what I heard from these people who went on a tour, the first tour available is a government-sanctioned bus tour of Havana, and they show you everything that they want tourists to see, which is the very best part of Havana, right? There's lots of rebuilding going on in certain sections of Havana. And there are some beautiful parks, beautiful theaters, some very high-end restaurants. That's the government-sanctioned tour. But another group took a tour by a local person who offers guided tours. And depending on the numbers, he will take you into town either in a car or in a minivan. And there is a tour of the real Havana. Cuba is going through a very hard time now. People are struggling. There's a lot of civil unrest. Tourists are not allowed to take pictures of any officials that they may see in Havana. The residents, the local people, are not allowed to express their true opinion about the government. There are lines for rationing of food. There's a lot of very underfed pets roaming the streets with a lot of waste and garbage on the streets. The housing is extremely poor and cramped, with several people living in a small space. So things are not good for Cuba right now, and they need help. Now, one thing that is very well known in Cuba is that when you do come as a tourist, you are expected to tip quite frequently. And what I did actually for the housekeeping staff in my room, I brought a whole bunch of makeup products from AOA, which are very inexpensive but good quality. And oh, they loved those products because those are truly a luxury to the local people. That's really all I'm going to say right now about my trip. I'm going to be happy to go home. Thank you for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. My name is Lorraine, and we talk about all kinds of things here. Makeup, lifestyle, graceful aging, beautiful aging, and really enjoying these latter years of our lives. Take care, everyone. I love you all. Bye-bye for now.